So why Clip Studio Paint instead of any other animation softwares to do this kind of animation meme, or most of my animation memes? Well, honestly, I get used to making animations using Clip Studio Paint. I mean, it's kind of tedious, but I mean, animation is tedious, so there's no other softwares that could, like, choose it to just saying that, oh, it was more easier to do it. Like, okay, there's no way. Whenever I start doing an animation meme, I always like to have the music background, well, depending on the music that the animation meme has. In this case, When I'm With You meme is using the I Like Me Better by Love, and I have loved Love songs like for a very long time, so I don't mind always right-clicking the YouTube video and just press loop. So I could always like listen to the music while I'm working to get into the vibe, to get into the mood. I mean, you could see that I don't have a storyboard going on, and I have a storyboard in my mind, but the storyboard is active, and I'm more active to do it when I'm listening to that song. Well, except for, it doesn't happen to all animation memes. Some animation memes like Change the Formality or Park Soda. Those musics are just not very catchy, you could tell. Since this whole entire process video is quite long, I would actually split it into two parts. This is just the first part. The second part will be editing the whole entire video of this animation meme. So after these two animations, this is how they turned out. I'm using Sony Vegas to make most videos, honestly, because I mean, come on, Sony Vegas is just so good at doing these kinds of stuff, the tweeting and stuff, all the effects. I mean, the effects kind of dull after a while, but it's still the same. Reason I put some like pink screen and even blue screens, like not exactly blue screens, I mean, I made a mistake on Alycia's one. Like, I forgot that her pants, her trousers are also blue, so I should be using the green screen instead. But yeah, most of the time I make an animation in Clip Studio Paint. I make the background that is easy for Sony Vegas to chroma key in it, and that's what it ends up. Now here comes me sketching out the the whole main part of the animation of the meme. I don't know. I don't really have much to talk about here, so I would leave it to the music, so you guys could sometimes hear my voice and sometimes hear the music while watching how I do the entire process. 9 hours of doing this animation meme. Yes, 9 hours. I'm surprised as well. Most of the times I had the music playing in the background. You can see that YouTube video just keep on looping around and over and over again. So sometimes I could always check if the beat is alright and if it matches the music, and even if it didn't, I still have Sony Vegas to make it better. This is also like the very first time I did an animation meme that was based on humans. You could tell that my whole entire channel of animation memes, they're always either robots or just non-human characters right there. But now I finally have a human, fully human, not demon or anything, not half hybrid or anything that you guys hate from me. But here, yeah, so I'm doing Elliot and also Alycia. But here is Elliot now. I only recently learned about in-betweens, like adding one frame and at the start and at the end. So, and then add in-betweens right after you're satisfied with it. And I found it make things more easier because animation memes, I think most of them are like following the beats of the music, and I think it would be better if I just do the whole start at the end first and at the start first, kind of mixed up a bit, and then at in-betweens. Thank you, Ellen Becker Tutorials. It saved my life. Make things more easier. I have to stop the footage right there. That was 2 hours of footage, okay? Like, I need to get lunch, I need rest. You really need rest. Take care of yourselves, kids. After that, I do all the coloring and make the background pink or magenta, and this is how it looks like. Now on to Alycia, and it was kind of hard at first because like the body thing, it was fine, but the hair, yeah, her hair was supposed to be curly, but you could see the final animation, it looks kind of a little bit straight and sometimes a little bit wavy, I don't know, but actually her hair is like wavy, curly, I don't know, more of the curly side, I guess. There wasn't really anything hard to do about this, you know, like using humans to make an animation meme. I would say that the most hardest of all to make an animation meme is Rotis, because his hands is just, you know, a little bit like blending in and stuff. I don't know how to explain it. If you draw him more, you would know. I just don't know why I created him that way, but I still love him no matter what because he's my boy. So now I'm doing Alicia's hair, and you could see that the process video in any second now, that I actually use the whole traditional Studio Ghibli effect on the hair, like when the characters are very shocked, their hair just flows up a bit and then flows down, you know, those are really cool, and I decided to do that on Alycia as well to make it, like, you know, a little bit cuter when she was blushing. I'm very glad how it came out. I'm glad it came out the way that I wanted to. The most frustrating thing that I did for this animation meme is Elliot's hair, because, like, okay, I know it was just like a back gelled kind of hair, but you can see that it looks kind of weird in the entire animation when it comes to animating Elliot. his hair just kind of changes all the time, but I don't really mind. It's still okay. It's still him. So yeah. I like doing Alycia's eyes the most. I mean, it's so cute. I rarely use this kind of style to draw eyes. You know that if you follow my artwork for a while, you know that I have a line of a line that is for coloring in the color of the eyelashes, but now I know that I'm doing animation. I have to draw like multiple frames all the time, so in order to be easier for myself, I have to make it less complex and follow back the old style that I had before. You could tell I'm not very good at voiceovers. I'm trying my best to, pump up a bit and just make this video more interesting. And I really wanted to do this process video because I just like to see the entire process. So the reason I do this animation meme using Alycia and Elliot is because you could see their color scheme, which it was not intended before, but thanks for Nerdy pointing it out. In the rain speed paint, you could see that I pinned her comment. Oops, I hit the table. She was talking about like the whole color scheme thing that Alycia and Elliot has. Like Elliot is more dark and mysterious. He's more thinking of the bad things that has happened in his life, while Alycia is more on the happy thoughts, because you can see that her colors are kind of warm as well, and then Elliot is like the opposite. So I just feel like it's kind of cool to see that, like, because Elliot's backstory is kind of sad. He has several girlfriends broke up with him. I just think it was a good way to use them as an animation meme, and like, is Elliot saying, "I like me better when I'm with you, Alycia." He was always depressed and stuff, and an alcoholic, which you could see later in the process video in the part 2, or maybe you could actually see in the animation meme already. You could see that he's been drinking, and when he sees Alycia, he starts to smile, and it just made him more happier, and it really goes with the theme, "I like me better when I'm with you." Now it's time to add the blushy blush. It was the most fun thing to animate for the blush. It just makes her more vibrant, make her more pop up. Here is the final product of Alycia. Look how cute she is. This is like my favorite part, drawing the whole, white glowing screen to see how pretty they are. And I really like Alycia's artwork in this one, especially the way I draw her lips. I finally know the style that I wanted. I always wanted, I learned a lot of techniques. I learned a lot of new ways to how to draw lips, and I think this is my favorite one. Thanks to Ergo Josh, I think that's his channel, I got inspired a bit to draw the lips that way. So I'm really glad how it turned out, and I really like Elliot's one as well. It just like it's really rare to see him always happy and smiling. These two are the final products. That's all for part 1. So stay tuned for part 2 on how I edit the video and also the remaining illustrations that I will add in the animation me. And for now, I'll see you guys in part 2.